Welcome to Lesson 1, Part 1 of our Grade 10 Ontario Math Prerequisite Skills series. In this first installment, we will delve into the essential topic of simplifying expressions. Understanding how to simplify expressions is like unlocking the secret language of mathematics. It forms the backbone of algebraic manipulations and lays the groundwork for more complex problem solving in higher grades. Whether you're a seasoned math enthusiast or someone looking to strengthen their math foundation, this video is for you. We'll start with the basics of combining like terms, and then progress to more intricate techniques involving variables and the distributive property. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with invaluable skills that will make navigating algebraic expressions a breeze. So, let's dive in and uncover the magic of simplifying expressions together. Remember, a solid understanding of these prerequisite skills will set the stage for your success in Grade 10 mathematics and beyond. Let's get started.
Hello, students. Welcome to grade 10 playlist, basically. So if you are in grade 10 and you're looking for academic support throughout Ontario curriculum for grade 10, please always follow up with our YouTube channel, particularly for this playlist. So for this first lesson is going to be part 1. So in this first part, we're going to discuss all the prerequisites that you need to know before actually continuing during grade 10 mathematics because you need to know some prerequisites. So the first part of the prerequisite is how to simplify expressions such as these. So first, by now, just in case if you forgot what is a variable or whatever, just relax. We'll get to it in the future topics, defining what's a variable. But for now, we're just going to go into some basic step, simplifying expressions. So let's take the last question here as an example. So suppose you want to simplify the expression 5 times x minus 6 minus 3 times x minus 7. Suppose you want to simplify this expression. Basically, you just take the 5, multiply this. So this process is so-called the distributive property. And please note that whenever you're distributing with a negative number, you're multiplying the entire, whatever is inside the bracket with a negative 3, not just 3, okay? So basically, by distributing, this literally looks like you're doing 5 times x, basically. So whenever it's mirror the bracket, it means 5 times x. And then plus 5 times minus 6, and then minus 3 times x, and then minus 3 times negative 7. Just like that. So when you simplify this, you get 5x minus 30 minus 3x. Minus and minus will give you a plus, and that will give you 21. And now we collect like term. When you collect like term, you get 5x. 5x minus 3x will give you 2x. And then minus 30 plus 21 will give you minus 9. So therefore, you can now conclude that 5 times x minus 6 will be simplified into 2x minus 9. And that will be your final answer for this problem. So I'm going to leave the rest for you guys to try because this is supposed to be a prerequisite skill. And if you have any question about this particular example, please leave a comment on the comment section, and I'll do my best to reply to every single one of them. And the next prerequisite skill here is solving equations of this form. So basically, if you're given an equation with one variable, you're required to solve for that particular variable. So I'll use two examples in this case. So I'll use example K. Use this one as example K here. So if you have 3 times x plus 3 is equal to negative 2 times 2x minus 1, and you want to solve for x in this problem. So the goal is to solve for x. So I'll put on the side to solve for x. So solving for x, basically you need to distribute this 3 inside just like we did before. But in this case, by now, I assume that you're an expert in this now. So 3 times x is simply a 3x. Make sure I put an equal sign because equal sign is just a logical operator that you have to put in mathematics to, make sense to what you're trying to say. So in this case, because there's an equal sign here, so I have to keep that equal sign over there. You don't have to put equal sign here anymore. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say because I've seen many cases where students lost equal sign. So please try to remember to put the equal sign. So 3 times x is simply 3x plus 9. And that's equal to negative 4x plus 2. And then when you collect like term, so next step, we just combine like term. Combine like term, collect like term, they both mean the same thing. Collect like terms. By collecting like terms, you have, you can literally just add 4x on both sides, plus 4x on both sides. By doing so, you have 7x plus 9 is equal to 2. And then you still want to solve for x, right? So you subtract 9 from both sides. By doing so, you have 7x is equal to negative 7. And you want to solve for x, right? Divide both sides by 7. By 7, you get x is equal to negative 1. So let me quickly elaborate a bit. When it comes to this fact, what is 1x? This is just like saying 5 friends are sharing 1 apple, or 7 apple rather. How many apple will one friend get? So basically, I'm asking you to, what is 1x? What is 1x? I'd like to elaborate a bit more on this because we need to know the reason why we're doing this, right? Not just doing it because you're doing it, no. Know why. So what is 1x? Basically dividing both sides by 7 to get 1x. So 1x is equal to negative 1. So we don't usually put, when you get comfortable, you can see, it can become obvious to you that 1x is the same thing as x is equal to negative 1. So in this case, x is equal to negative 1. All right. Also, whenever you ask the question, what is 1x, you're literally solving for x. So solve for x. So just keeping that reminder to you. And that's what the question is about in this particular problem. So if you get this, x is equal to negative 1, we need to check it. So part of the skill set you need to have, how do you check it? So you need to check. By checking, you're substituting into the original equation, which is 3 times x plus 3 minus, is equal to minus 2 times 2x minus 1. Plug in, simply plug in x equal negative 1. So we put x equal negative 1 and get 3 times negative 1 plus 3. You're checking if this is equal to, this question mark here on top of the equal sign is simply checking if this is true statement. So, and then here's negative 2 times negative 1 minus 1. And then when you distribute, this is 3 times 2. Is it equal to negative 2 times? Negative 2 minus 1 will give you negative 3. So this is 2 times 3 is 6. Minus times the minus is a plus. 2 times 2 is 6. So 6 is equal to 6, which implies that x equal 1, negative 1 is correct. So you should do this on your tests or exams, just in case you're not too sure about your work. Can come to a complicated problems where you'll be forced to do this anyway, just to make sure that you did it right. For example, when you're doing a system of linear equations, or you have to solve for x and y. When you get the solution, you just substitute it back into the equation to verify that it's equal. Otherwise, you have to redo it again quickly. That's how you save yourself from getting a wrong answer in your exam or test. So I hope this is clear up to this point. So I'm gonna move on to the next. Another skill we need to know how to do it. Well, when you have an equation with two variables, yeah, specifically told to solve for one particular one, which is just solve for x, which is a little bit easier. So I'll use example D in this case. I use D as an example. So if you have 2x plus 3y equal 5, you want to solve for x. So in bracket, I'll say to solve for x. So to solve for x literally means that you just have to isolate x. It's the same thing as solving for x. So by isolating x, you just subtract 3y from both sides. When you subtract that, you can clearly see that this is 2x is equal to 5 minus 3y. Maybe wondering, well, what about this? Well, this is 0. It's clear as 0 because the negative and positive just cancel each other out. So it's 0. So you don't worry about that. Now, what is x? What is 1x in this case? Well, again, the same question again, what is 1x? So by asking this question, you're literally dividing both sides by 2. To find out 1x, you must divide both sides by 2. And whatever you do to one side of the equation, you must do to the other side to balance the equation. Otherwise, it's not going to be balanced. So suppose you divide one side by 2 and forget about this side, it's not going to be balanced. You must divide the same thing over here. So divide each term by 2, basically. So 2 into 2, you get x is equal to 5 over 2 minus 3 over 2y. Yeah, and that's your final answer for this problem. I hope that is clear. Let me just do one more example because I have space to do that. So another example, this is supposed to be a prerequisite skill. Once again, if you do have questions and would like to talk to one of us or one of our tutors, please shoot us an email or leave a comment, a message on the comment section, and we'll try our best to reply as fast as we can. Okay. So the next question here is part C. X minus 2y plus 4 is equal to 0. In this case, we want to solve for x in this case. So just move whatever you see here to the side. It's the same thing as subtracting both sides by adding 2y and subtracting 4y, 4 on both sides. So just move both of these to the other side. And keep in mind that the sign will change. So this will change from negative to positive. This will change from positive to negative. So x is equal to positive 2y minus 4. So that's quick and easy. You don't have to divide both sides by anything because the coefficient of y in this case is 1. By the way, when you hear the word coefficient, what does the word coefficient mean to you? Well, when you see the number like 2x, the coefficient of it is simply a 2. 2 is the coefficient. I would try my best to keep it as simple as possible without using any technical term. Trying to define what is the coefficient for grade 10 math. So for now, just keep it simple. The number in front of x, before x, is simply your coefficient. So in this case, coefficient of x is simply a 1. But it's a 1 here. So I hope that is clear. So moving on. Let me see my time. I'm supposed to do 15 minutes. Okay, so solving equation. So for this one, you're just simply solving for y. So unlike how we solve for x, now you're solving for y. So this example will be example part D I'm going to use. So if you're given 3x minus 2y is equal to 4, and you want to solve for y in this case. So basically, you add 2y to both sides. When you do so, this is clearly a 0. So this is 3x is equal to 4 plus 2y. And the goal is to solve for y in this case. So let me specify to solve for y. And it's very important to, reinvoke the condition that is given to you or what you're trying to do. Tell your teacher or your reader what you're trying to do, so to solve for y. And by doing so, you have to do this first step. Because it's negative, you have to just move it over to have a positive at least, and then we can do something with it. And now you just subtract from both sides. You could have just done it that way, but it's okay. It's part of the explanation for students to understand what's going on here. So 3x minus 4 is then equal to 2y. And you want to solve. Now you have to solve for y. You need to know the value of 1y because 2y is equal to 3x plus 4, but we want only 1y. To find 1y, divide both sides by 2. Or divide each term by 2. So cancel. We have your y is equal to 3 over 2 x minus 2. And that's your y value. And this will probably look familiar to you. That's equation for slope-intercept form. And we will see that in the future lessons. All right, so now, another skill that we're going to go over is graphing equations. I will leave this for the part 2 of lesson 1. I really do not want to rush. I don't want to rush through these. I prefer I just go slowly, 15 minutes per video, and then so I will see you guys on part 2 of lesson number 1. Okay. So I will end it here, and thank you. See you in the next video.